Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. It's good to see you. I just want to defend my character against attacks by some atheists who are trying to slander my character, and I feel I should defend myself. I've tried to be nice, I've tried to be kind, but if people attack your character, you have to defend yourself. So I'm going to defend myself. Excuse me. First of all, I have consistently, and this is on record on my channel, I've consistently asked the atheist community to have academic debates, and the reason is because I've seen over the 2 years that these new atheists can be very aggressive, and I don't think that's productive for democracy. And so I think it's important that we treat each other with respect and that we look at things in a scholarly way. And so I've called for academic debates, and the atheist community have consistently refused to give me academic debates. What they will have is they will let you on their blog show, or they will let you into a situation where they will have some kind of debate, but where it can descend into a dogfight and where it can get nasty. And if they do have a civilized conversation, they always have an agenda, because they want to get you to a certain place. They want to get you into a corner where they can pawn you or make you look stupid. So it's very difficult to know in that kind of community, in that kind of culture, who's your enemy and who's your friend. And rather than just get into this kind of messy kind of discussion, it's better to have a proper academic debate where everybody knows where they stand, where nobody can manipulate things, and where you can have a proper deep discussion and respectful. But the atheists consistently refuse this. Now, one atheist, Making It Explicit, rang me on Skype a few months ago, claiming to be a historian, and started talking to me, and I began to trust him. I began to talk to him and trusted him as a friend. So we would talk quite at length about various philosophical and number of issues, and because he was a historian and because he seemed to be a friend, I really respected him and I really trusted him. And so I had my guard down, and I would make comments and on Skype, and he would make comments, and I thought nothing of it. And I asked him for book recommendations, him being a historian, and he recommended one, which was a historian called Fomenko. And I said I'd read it, but I didn't get time to read it. I was busy. So we're talking on Skype, I'm trusting this person, and then I run a show called Blog TV, and I thought it'd be really good for having Making Explicit on the Blog TV, because I thought it'd be really good, because he's quite scholarly, it seems, and he was a historian, and the Socratic Club Blog TV was more about culture. It wasn't about critiquing atheism, and I wanted to explore philosophical and a number of issues. Making Explicit wanted to explore more issues about atheism and Christianity, but the Socratic Club was about thinking about a whole raft of culture, philosophy, theology and Bible, but not just about atheism and Christianity. And I thought it'd be good if he would come on the show and host it with me. So he came on once or twice, and it was quite good. But slowly I felt uneasy. Something wasn't quite right. I couldn't put my finger upon it. And I asked, Making It Explicit, "Are you a hardcore atheist?" And he said yes. He didn't deny it. Now, that made me suspicious, because the hardcore atheists are these people who are aggressive and trying to pawn you. And I asked him for an academic debate. Now, he's supposed to be a historian, an academic, and he refused to have an academic debate. He gave his excuses, but he refused, and I asked him again, and he refused. And I thought, this is strange. He's an academic historian, but he won't have an academic debate. I just thought that was really, really strange. And so, as I was getting suspicious, suddenly he rounded on me on the Socratic Club and started asking me questions. Started getting on the side of a whole host of these kind of hardcore atheists who were trying to pawn me, who were trying to pull me down. And he got aggressive like them and was asking questions and trying to make me look stupid. And some atheists took some of those clips and put them on YouTube. And the Socratic Club was not meant to be for that. It was meant to explore culture. It was not meant to have a fight with hardcore atheists. So the hardcore atheists used some of the clips and put them on YouTube. So then I realised that Making Explicit was not genuinely my friend, was not really trying to explore philosophical whatever other issues, but was just really out to get me in a corner and try to make me look stupid. And we'd have conversations under videos. There'd be videos, and those videos, I hadn't quite worked out where he was at, whether he was against me or whether he was trying to, whether he was truly an open scholar or whether he was one of these hardcore atheists. So even on YouTube, I wasn't quite sure, but eventually, later on, I began to realise that he was not a friend. He was trying to make me look bad and destroy me, really. So anyhow, I ended up blocking him because I didn't trust him anymore, and blocking him on Skype, because I realised he had an agenda to try and destroy me. So anyhow, but I'd become a friend, you see, because I trusted him and I really cared about him, and I had some kind of respect for him because I thought he was a historian. But then he made a couple of videos critiquing my work, and I thought, well, he doesn't want a proper academic debate. He wants to get into this dogfight kind of scenario. I don't want to get involved in that. But he said a couple of good things, and maybe I can win him round, and because I cared about him, and I made a few videos in response. Then I asked him for his intellectual foundations, to tell us what his intellectual foundations were, and he wouldn't tell us. And I thought, this is strange, because he's supposed to be an academic and he can't tell us his intellectual foundations. So I remembered he recommended me a book by Fomenko, a historian. So I accused him of, Fomenko was a like weird historian, way out, says Jesus is a Russian and stuff like that. And I said, you recommended me this book, this is the kind of intellectual foundation you have, this is really, really bad. And he said, you're lying, I did not recommend you that book. I told you about this book in the context of intelligent design, when we were talking about intelligent design. So next thing I know, he publishes the Skype recordings of our conversation, our friendly private conversations. He publishes some of them and shows a conversation where we have about intelligent design, and Fomenko, the historian's mentioned. So it makes it look as if I'm not telling the truth and he's telling the truth, which isn't the case. But because our conversations about Fomenko go way back, and stuff, and you know, if you're going to get the context, you'd have to look at 2 weeks of publications of our Skype conversation. So people looking on think, oh yeah, Making Explicit is right, because they just get a bit of snippet, they don't get the whole lot. And because I blocked him on Skype, I don't have the Skype recordings, you see, so I couldn't prove him wrong or anything. But I looked at the Skype recording and it didn't seem right to me. Something seemed doctored, and I said, you know, he's lying here. It just isn't true. This is changed. So next thing I know, atheists rally round him and they help him get some technology. An atheist called Essence of Thought rang me up on Skype and said, you're a liar. I'm going to help him to get him for some technology to play the Skype recording. So Essence of Thought helped him to do that, and they got some technology and they played the whole of conversation that we had of a particular time when we talked about flamenco. Only that conversation. There were other conversations, and it was over quite a lot of time. There was quite many hours of conversation. They were just playing the bit that they thought would convince people that I was lying and he was telling the truth. Meanwhile, they go on the YouTube and they look for information there to back up what they were saying, which shows me and Making Explicit talking about flamenco in the context of intelligent design, which seemed to back up what he was saying. And so then basically then the atheists then pump it out that Jason's lying, we've caught him lying, etc., which is complete nonsense. You know, first of all, Making Explicit, and it's on record many times for him and other atheists, was asked for an academic debate, and they refused to do that. Secondly, so, you know, all this personal attack on me, saying I'm a liar and things like that, if they're not willing to have proper academic debates, then what's the point? What is the point? What are you trying to prove? You're not really interested in truth as atheists. You're just interested in underhand tactics, right? I'm willing to be above board and have proper academic debates, but you're not willing to do that. So, number one, you, as atheist community, fail desperately in this area. Making Explicit has failed desperately in this area. There's no two ways about it, and it's even more reprehensible when the person is supposed to be a historian. Number two, a breach of trust and privacy. You know, private memorandums, private conversation that was done, which was talking to the person in trust as a friend, published in order to prove a point against someone on YouTube, is despicable. And thirdly, publishing material that's not in context is defamatory. You know, it's defaming that person. If you're publishing material that is private memorandums, and you're just picking bits that suit your agenda to try and defame that person, you know, that is not right. You know, if you're going to do it, you should publish everything, and you should publish it as it is. But you should have asked the permission of that person. Now, I did make a video and say, go ahead, publish the material, but I did say publish all the material. You know, if you're going to make a case against someone that they're lying, then publish all the available documentation. And that means, you know, we had a few weeks of conversation, so publish it all, publish everything, and let people read it and let them make their own decision. But no, just the bits that the atheists want you to see recorded or printed for them, that in their mind backs what Making Explicit says they're going to do. So there's a lack of integrity in having academic debate, but instead attacking a person's character, a breach of trust, and defaming a person's character by publishing material that is not in context, not publishing all the material. And for those three reasons, you know, I think that as atheists, really you want to stop your childish meanderings. Making Explicit wants to stop his childish meanderings, and really sort of get your act together as an atheist community, and try and engage with Christians in a more honest, true light, really, and have proper open academic debates in a gentlemanly way, treating each other with respect and dignity. People like Weezeapple or Wiseapple and people like Negation of P are the kind of people that you need to be taking a note of. These kind of people, as a Christian apologist, as a Christian theologian, those are the kind of people that I can relate to, I can talk to, I can communicate to, and that I trust, because I know that they are genuine people, that they genuinely care about people, they are genuinely willing to discuss, and they are genuinely willing to debate. Another example is No Plum 99. I might disagree with him, I might get annoyed with him, some of the things he said, but the guy does have integrity. You can enter into some kind of dialogue, even if it's on YouTube. You can post videos, and he does just stick mainly to the issues at hand. He doesn't get involved in these kind of underhanded kind of tactics. So as an atheist community, I just think that you really need to stop personal attacks like that, and just, if you're not willing to have academic debates, then I just feel that you're not being genuine, and you're not defaming my character, you're making your own character look bad as atheist on YouTube, when you refuse proper academic debates and you descend into this kind of pretending to be people's friends and setting people up and trying to make them look bad, when in reality you're not willing to face the real intellectual challenges, and yet you're telling the world that you are, but in reality you're not. So that's what I feel. So I don't retract anything that I've said concerning Making Explicit in terms of those issues. I do retract anything if I've said anything unkind concerning Making Explicit, because I don't want to be like that. That's why I took some videos off before, because I don't want to get into this kind of nasty kind of way of doing things. It's not good. I just want open discussion, that it's in a deep, gentlemanly way, to explore issues rather than get all fanatical like some of the new atheists do. So that's where I'm at, I call this the Making Explicit Gate, and I'll leave it with you atheist. I don't want to get in any conversation with you atheist about this. If you're a genuine atheist, you can Skype me at jason.burns107. If you want an open, honest academic discussion and debate to truly explore what is the truth, then you can contact me anytime, and I'm open. But I don't want to descend into this kind of charade mentality, really. Okay, so that's jason.burns107, no capital letters, and I call this Making Explicit Gate. Okay, I don't want to get personal, but I have to defend myself, and I'm defending myself. Alright, take care, God bless.